Dear viewers, in this lesson we are going to see about the evolution of internet, domain name and internet organization. Can you remember the period when you could not tweet, post or email? Many people today have grown up pertaining to do all of these things. But there was a period when none of this was possible. What makes this inevitable today is what we call the internet. By the end of this module, you will be able to know how internet emerged, understand the essence of internet, what it is, its growth and usage, recognize the advantages and disadvantages of internet, explain domain name and its purpose, explore the domain registration process and internet organization. Now, let us see about the birth of internet. In 1957, USSR launched Sputnik into space. In response, the USA created the Advanced Research Projects Agency ARPA with the mission of becoming the world's leading force in science and new technologies. The internet was the outcome of some visionary thinking by people in the early 1960s who saw significant potential value in allowing computers to share information on research and development in scientific and military fields. In 1962, J.C.R. Licklider of MIT proposed the concept for the first time, ideas about a global network of computers which led to the development of internet. Then Leonard Klenock of MIT and later UCLA developed the theory of packet switching, which was the basis of internet connections. He developed the mathematical theory of packet networks, the technology underpinning the internet. The birth of the internet happened in the UCLA laboratory when his host computer became the first node of the internet in September 1969, and it was from there that he directed the transmission of the first message to pass over the internet on October 29, 1969. Now, let us see what internet is. The internet has revolutionized the late 20th and early 21st century society. The internet was initially in US Department of Defense networks to link scientists and university professors around the world. Internet is a means of connecting a computer to any other computer anywhere in the world via dedicated routers and servers. When two computers are connected over the internet, it enables one to send and receive all kinds of information such as text, graphics, voice, video and computer programs. The internet is defined as the worldwide system of connected networks. Each network consists of millions of computers, servers, routers and printers. Technically, the internet refers to all the computers in the world that are connected, including the technologies as well as the wires and antennas that keep all the computers talking to each other. A network of networks. In present world, the internet serves as a global data communication system that links millions of private, public, academic and business networks through an international telecommunication backbone that comprises of various electronic and optical networking technologies. Telecommunication, e-commerce, blogs and virtual communities have broken the geographic boundaries and brought people closer together. Internet is a component which has now become the key ingredient of quick and rapid lifestyle. Be it for communication or exploration, connecting with people or for official purposes, it has become the central hub for all. Anything not in Google Docs not exist. This states that the internet has everything and anything that a man needs almost. Narrowing down the comprehensive view and classification of internet, its intervention into education, corporate sector, military, fashion, entertainment, communication and travel, so on, internet has emerged as the sixth element of life. Due to all these things, the internet is a gigantic library as well as a worldwide message board, telephone network as well as publishing medium. It is open 24/7 and one can find anything they want there and say anything they want. To discuss about the growth of the internet, the growth and impact of the internet on society is almost impossible to summarize properly because it is so all encompassing. Although much of the world have not yet favored internet access, the influence that it has had on the life of people living in developed countries with readily available internet access is great and has a large impact about every aspect of life. When media was entirely confined to magazines, papers, journals, television, radio, internet was the mammoth step taken by the elites. The internet has definitely made many aspects of modern life more convenient. From paying bills and buying clothes to researching and learning new things, from keeping in contact with people to meet new people, all have become much easier. Things that seemed like science fiction a couple of decades ago with the concept of cloud computing is made live. For example, opening up and working on a Microsoft Word file located on your home computer can be done from anywhere as long as you have internet access through cloud computing. Communication has been made easier with the internet to not only keep in touch with the people you know, but to meet new people and network. For example, Skype has made the international phone industry almost obsolete by providing everyone with internet access the ability to speak with people all around the world for free instead of paying to talk via landlines. Social networking sites such as WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube have also contributed to a social revolution that allows people to share their lives and everyday action and thoughts with millions of people. The internet has also transformed into big business and has created a completely new marketplace that did not exist before. Offshoring and outsourcing have become industry standards, allowing people to work together from different parts of the world remotely without having to be in the same office or even city to cooperate effectively. Why the internet used? The internet is used for a variety of reasons which will include communicating with friends through WhatsApp, online shopping to buy items from the internet without leaving your home using sites like Flipkart, Amazon, watching videos through YouTube, research through search engines such as Google, and downloading listening to music through sites like myspace.com. To discuss about the advantages of internet, the internet has proven to be very beneficial and has become with lots of advantages. Unlimited communication is an advantage of the internet. The internet has made it easy for people to communicate with others due to its low cost and convenience. If you want to speak to someone who is in another part of the globe, you can just fire up Skype or any other communication app and hold a video chat. The internet acts as global platform for people to explore ideologies and cultures without limitation. Abundant information and resources are also an advantage of the internet. The internet is overwhelmed with information about anything and everything. Search engines have made it easier for internet users to find information. You can get the latest news, breakthroughs in all fields, including medicine and research publications, at the click of a button. The internet is fundamentally a globally accessible repository of knowledge, and the best part is everybody can chip in. People can check financial statements, purchase products, communicate with people and much more online. It also enables the user to access the files and information from nook and corner of the world. Another advantage of the internet is easy sharing. User can send information easily from one computer to another computer. Sharing of information is quick and seamless. You can use social media sites such as Facebook, WhatsApp to convey your message to any number of friends. All of them will get the news at the same time. Not only text but music, videos also can be shared easily. The next advantage is online services and e-commerce. Nowadays, it is possible to carry out financial transactions online. One can transfer funds, pay taxes and utility bills, or book movie tickets over the internet by sitting in a place. The growth of e-commerce has made it possible for people to opt online shopping. The retail giants such as Amazon, eBay sell consumer goods globally, which was virtually impossible before the internet. This is one of the significant reasons why people enjoy surfing the internet. It enables to watch movies, listen to music, read your favorite celebrity gossip columns and play games over the internet. The internet has become a mammoth amusement park that never closes down. Now, to discuss about the disadvantages of internet, the internet also has some negative impact on our daily life. Spam mail is a disadvantage of internet. Spamming is the sending of unwanted and useless emails to people at random. They are illegal and cause frustration because they make it hard for the people to access email account. This is actually perplexing as it always gets mixed up with important emails. Virus, Trojan and other malware are also another disadvantage of the internet. They make the computer malfunction, notably to lose important data. Worse yet is the fact is that no one can easily fall victim to malicious software by clicking on a link on the internet that appears to be genuine. Leakage of private information is also a disadvantage. Credit and debit card details are vulnerable to attacks. This intends for extreme caution when transacting online. The next advantage is addiction to internet. People get addicted to the internet very easily. This may sound bizarre, but some people spend more amount of time on the internet than with other family. Kids exposed to adults only content is another disadvantage of the internet. The fact that internet has all information one could ever need is both a good thing and a bad thing. It also contains age inappropriate content like pornography. Unfortunately, such content can be accessed by children as young as 10, which spoils them in the early stage itself. Now, let us see about domain name. A domain name is nothing but a website name. A domain name is defined as the address where internet users can access the website. It is used for finding and identifying relevant entities on the internet. Computers basically make use of IP addresses, which are a series of numbers which is difficult for humans to remember. Due to this reason, domain names were developed and used to identify entities on the internet rather than using IP addresses. A domain name can be any combination of letters and numbers. It can be also used in combination of various domain name extensions such as .com, .net and more. Domain names are formed from the set of alphanumeric ASCII characters, but characters are case insensitive. In addition, the hyphen is allowed, although it is not to start and end a label. The simplest way to illustrate what is a domain name is to look at the below example, example.com. It is comprised of two parts. .com is referred to as the top level domain, that is TLD. A wide range of TLDs are available today, making them useful for creating an online identity. Example is referred to as the subdomain. It is a significant component since it is typically the longest part of a domain and as such presents the greatest opportunity for branding. What is in a domain name? Domain names function on the internet in a characteristic way similar to physical address in the physical world. Each segment of the domain name provides specific information. These pieces of information turn on web browsers to locate the web page. The naming system is carefully regulated in order to prevent confusion or duplicate addresses. Now, let us discuss about the purpose of a domain name. Domain names stand to identify internet resources such as computers, networks and services with a text-based label that is easier to remember than the numerical addresses used in the internet protocols. A domain name might represent entire collections of resources or individual instances. Individual internet host computers use domain names as host identifiers referred to as host names. Domain names are used as simple identification labels to point out ownership or control of a resource. A notable function of the domain name is to provide easily recognizable and memorizable names to numerically addressed internet resources. Domain names are basically used to establish a unique identity. Now, let us see about registering a domain name. After finding a domain name for own use, we have to secure it. It can be accomplished by searching with the domain registrar to make sure the desired domain isn't already in use by someone else and then register it to establish you as the registrant. While the process for registering a domain name is quite easy, selecting the domain you need requires quite a bit more thought. For example, .com isn't the only available TLD at present. In fact, there are a number of domain extensions and also available on a frequent basis. Domain registration is defined as the process of registering a domain name which identifies one or more IP addresses with a name that is easier to memorize and use in URLs, that is Uniform Resource Locators, to identify particular web pages. The person or business which registers the domain name is called the domain name registrant. Requirements for domain registration. Domain registration requires the utilization of the services of a domain name registrar and ICANN or National TLD accredited company that has the authority to register domain names. Registrars help individuals and organizations in registering a domain name that has an extension like .com, .org, .net, .info, etc. Popular domain name registrars. Some of the popular domain name registrars are GoDaddy, 1and1, Domain.com. Now let us see about the technical requirements and process of registering a domain name. In the process of registering a domain name and maintaining authority over the new namespace created, registrars use several salient pieces of information related with the domain. Administrative contact is the first one. A registrant first designates an administrative contact to manage the domain name. The administrative contact has the highest level of control over the domain. Management functions delegated to the administrative contact might include management of all business information such as the name of record, postal address, and contact information of the official registrant of the domain. It also includes the obligation to conform to the requirements of the domain registry in order to pertain the right to use of a domain name. Moreover, the administrative contact installs additional contact information for technical and billing functions. The next one is technical contact. The technical contact controls the name servers of a domain name. The functions of a technical contact is to assure that the configurations of the domain name comply with the requirements of the domain registry, maintaining the domain zone records, and providing continuous functionality of the name servers. The next one is billing contact. The billing contact refers to the party responsible for receiving billing invoices from the domain name registrar and paying applicable fees. The next one is name servers. Most of the registrars provide 2 or more name servers as a part of the registration service, but a registrant may specify their own authoritative name servers to host a domain's resource records. The registrar's policies are formed to govern a number of servers and the type of server information required. Based on traditional requirements, basically a minimum of 2 servers are required. Now let us see about the domain name system. A domain name system is an internet service that translates domain names into IP addresses, that means internet protocol addresses. Since domain names are alphabetic, they are easier to keep in mind. However, the internet is based on IP addresses. Every time you enter a domain name, a DNS service translates the name into the corresponding IP address. For example, The domain name www.example.com might be translated to 198.105.232.4. If one DNS server doesn't know how to translate a particular domain name, it asks another one and so on until the correct IP address is returned. The domain name system gives every server a memorable and easy to spell address such as navy.mil. The domain name hides the IP address since most people are not interested to keep it in their mind. This is the reason why domain names are so incredibly useful. Now let us see about a few examples of internet domain names. Livewire.com, navy.mil, harvard.edu, sourceforge.net, wikipedia.org. In each of these instances, when we access the website using the domain name, the web browser communicates with the DNS server to perceive the IP address that the website uses. Since the internet is based on IP addresses and not domain names, every web server needs a domain name system, that is DNS server, to translate domain names into IP addresses. The browser then communicates directly with the web server using the IP address. The second part of these instances refers to the Internet organization. Now let us see about Internet organization. The organization may be government agencies, educational institutions, organizations that are non-profitable, military, commercial, business and network organizations. Organizations can select a domain name that corresponds to their name, helping internet users to reach them easily. GOV for government agencies, EDU for educational institutions, ORG for organizations that are non-profitable, MIL for military purpose, COM for commercial business, NET for network organizations. As concluding remarks, we can say that Internet is a public, cooperative and self-sustaining facility accessible to hundreds of millions of people worldwide. The Internet has many more advantages than its disadvantages according to research. The domain name and the Internet organization plays a vital role in locating for the web page on the Internet. This is all for today's lesson. Thank you.